Hey, this is Ben. Welcome to part 2 of the top 5 favorite views in LotRO. It should maybe have been the top 10 from the beginning, because I have realized after your comments and after looking through some forums and stuff on the interwebs, I've realized there are a huge bunch of nice views that I haven't even thought about. And the more I dig, the more incredible views I find. This is a really popular one. Ost Barandir in Bree, one of the highest ruins, old like Arnorian or Ridarian ruins. I'm not entirely sure, but they give such an overview over Bree, and it makes Bree look so wild, because from here you can't see Bree town, you can't see anything, you just look at green hills everywhere and old ruins. Like last time, we're gonna go from the west and down southeast and follow pretty much the storyline down. So the next one, Weathertop. Let me introduce this section with a reading from Lord of the Rings about an event that happens up on this top. As Frodo lay, tired but unable to close his eyes, it seemed to him that far away there came a light in the eastern sky. It flashed and faded many times. It was not the dawn, for that was still some hours off. "What is the light?" he said to Strider, who had risen and was standing gazing ahead into the night. "I do not know," Strider answered. "It's too distant to make out. It is like lightning that leaps up from the hilltops." Frodo lay down again, but for a long while he could still see the white flashes, and against them the tall dark figure of Strider, standing silent and watchful. At last he passed into uneasy sleep. And later you get from Gandalf that this was when he was battling the Nazgul up on top of Weathertop. And he left this little stone with a little G rune, so they should know that he had been there. But there's somebody else up on Weathertop, and if you're new to the game you might not know that this guy, Floyd and Hewitt, right? He is everywhere around the world, and you can find him in some of the most remote locations. Maybe I should make a video where I go track down him across the world as well. It's kind of exciting, a little Easter egg. And this location was recommended to me by Andang, so shout out to Andang for recommending one of the highest, best, biggest views across LotRO. And then we move on to a recommendation I found in a forum, and I've been there before in the storyline. It's Nar's Peak. It is pretty epic. I chose to go here around early dawn, and it's pretty bleak blue, light blue colors. Look at these waterfalls, by the way. It's gorgeous all the way. Such good design work. I love this location. It's huge, it's wide, not as circular as Weathertop, but you can look into this valley, up at these massive mountains. Who don't want to climb these mountains when you look up into the range, huh? It's awakes the adventurous soul. So while we're slowly climbing up to the top here, I want to give a quick shout out to the little library here. That library is freaking epic. Little hidden location far up in the mountains. But ooh, look at that mountain. It's humongous. But who had the job of carrying all those books into that library? If you haven't been to the library, please climb up and enter into it, because it's epic. I'm not gonna do it now though, because we are sticking with massive views in LotRO. So stay tuned, and we are moving on to the next one. But I want to know this time as well, what are your favorite views, so I can make more of these videos, because I enjoy it a lot. So I want to know your favorite views. Please leave a comment, and maybe I'll go to that place the next time. Enjoy the last view of Nar's Peak, because now we are heading deeper, lower into a forest. Fangorn. And here I want to read one of my all-time favorite parts of Lord of the Rings. It's when Merry and Pippin are heading into the forest. He led the way in under the huge branches of the trees. Old beyond guessing they seemed, Great trailing beards of lichen hung from them, blowing and swaying in the breeze. Out of the shadows, the hobbits peeped, gazing back down the slope, little furtive figures that in the dim light looked like elf children in the deeps of time, peering out of the wild wood in wonder at their first dawn. And I want to continue reading because this is such an epic place, but I can't make this video too long. Please enjoy even the view that goes back and into the mountains behind the Fangorn, because I think that view is as good as the actual view out over the forest. It's there's something about the unattainable views, the unattainable vistas that Tolkien talked about in some writing. Tell me if you remember which writing that was. And now I think it's time to head over to the next location, which is also the last one. So from where we are now, you head down to Edoras, and then we follow the path of the Rohirrim as they go to Minas Tirith. And I'm gonna read something from Lord of the Rings again. And so King Theoden departed from his own realm, and mile by mile the long road wound away, and the Beacon Hills marched past. Calenhad, Min Rimmon, Ereles, Nardal, but their fires were quenched. All the lands were grey and still, and ever the shadow deepened before them, and hope waned in every heart. That's a depressing way of ending this video, but that's exactly where we're gonna end it. So you notice that the beacons are quenched on this side. They're lit some other places, and I'm happy there are lit beacons in the game because they look amazing. But right here, true to the books as usual, they are quenched. And this one in particular is called Eilenach. And with that incredibly German pronunciation, we end this video. And I want to know your favorite views, so I can gather up some gunpowder and fire away these videos. See you later.